We are live.
What's up, everyone? We actually have a super familiar guest to me. We actually have my office manager, Patricia, our first office manager on this pod.
Hi.
Our first one.
What does an office manager do?
You know what? I think the same thing.
Oh my God.
Oh God.
The office manager does everything you don't want to do. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do everything. They take care of staff. They order. They take all the shit.
Yeah.
And they make you look like a king or a queen. Am
Yeah.
I right?
Yeah.
How do you hire the right office manager?
Patricia hired me. I didn't hire her.
True story.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hired him.
Yeah.
Well,
Tell the story.
so he was a dental student, and we decided to take a chance, and we hired him. I've
Wait,
known
what?
him since he was a baby dentist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've only had one dental job.
I'm confused. What did you hire him for as a dental student?
To be a dentist once he graduated.
Yeah, like he was already at the practice before I joined.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't a startup. It was like an existing practice.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so she knew me when I was in like third year or second year.
So what did you look for in Neki? Like, what did you look for when you were scouting? Because there's obviously a bunch of other kids there.
Well, personality, biggest thing, right? We want to make sure that somebody's going to be able to represent our belief of what the practice is and will become, and that our patients will find a connection. As far as knowing skill level, you don't know that. And when they first come out of school, honestly, let's be real here. Nobody has skill level. That's something that grows with them. So yeah, personality. That's what you hire for. You hire for personality. Everything else will come, right?
It's so true, but a lot of people don't have that personality. And that's why I was asking our previous guest, Bruce. I was like, man, a lot of dentists graduate and we don't know their hand skills and they don't have a personality because they're all just, I got 98 in school, I'm stuck in my head in a book, and they don't know how to talk to people.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
and that's why I think, like, I can't say I know how to talk to people even, 14 years out. But I still feel that a lot of new grads are coming out and they don't know how to talk to people and they don't have the hand skills.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
The language and all of those things, it takes a while to go from, and I've seen many baby dentists come out and work for us, and that's what I call them when they're brand new. You're just a baby dentist, right? You don't really know. You haven't seen a whole lot of patients compared to what you see every day in a booming practice. You really haven't touched on anything. The way that you communicate with a parent when you're seeing the child in the chair, the way that you talk to an elderly patient, the way that you talk to a teenager, the way you talk to everybody, the way you talk to staff, engage with other dentists within the office. It is a completely different ballgame. And you have to go from that student mentality, and you all of a sudden have to grow up. And all of a sudden I'm talking to you every day. You can't say this to this patient. This patient came in and this is what the mom said. Did you say this? Did you do this? Did you say this to the assistant? And it's a growing thing, and a person has to be really okay with that.
Yeah, Patricia trains the dentist, like no joke.
But, like, how's that dynamic? Because, like, obviously she's more experienced at the job.
Yeah, you have to put your ego away.
Yeah.
And we just had this conversation with another dentist, and we were like, listen, this is not how it goes. P sat them down and was like, this is how you talk to staff. This is how you talk to patients. And she's seen it all. She's more experienced in the dental field than I am. And
How do you manage up like that?
I just talk to him like I have the best interest of the practice.
That is true.
No matter what. And I always say, like, you have the luxury of going into your day and looking at your patients you're going to see today, and you just look at that patient and that's your day. I have to think how every single thing you say to that patient affects their upcoming cleaning appointment, affects their kid's appointment, because everything you say where you're like, buddy, here's my number, you can call me anytime. Yeah. Then that person is calling you all the time, right? We have, and
I'm saying, no, why is this person calling me?
Right? So there's rules that have to be followed and in place, and I don't have that luxury of just thinking about these patients that are in this chair today. I have to think all the patients in the whole office. I have to think how, if he says something to his assistant, oh yeah, you can take a longer lunch today. How that affects
it trickles down.
the other 40-some people in our office.
Patricia's always looking big picture, and she's always like always trying to balance the house of cards. Because if I'm like fucking something up on this side,
Yeah.
she's trying to balance it on this side.
Right.
Yeah, and I have to give P 100% credit for where I am today, because I am still that idiot dentist, not knowing how to talk to patients, not knowing how or where to build the practice. Like, I don't know how to do that. Did you learn that in school?
Hell no. I didn't even know what an office
Patricia
manager
seen it,
was.
and she built me, man.
Wow.
And she's built me, and she's made me feel on top of the world, and at the same time, the very same day, she'll make me feel this small to put my ego back in check. And it's so important that she has that, and it's so important that every dentist has that person in their practice to do that to them. Because at the end of the day, who the hell are we?
And it has to be coming from a place of respect, mutual respect,
absolutely.
and love. And like, you have to trust me. We have to do things this way. So Dr. Jamal places a lot of
Do you
implants.
see that?
Please don't say that.
Yeah.
It hurts my feelings. I don't know who that is.
Yeah. Necky.
So he places a lot of implants, and he was going in and doing these consults, and he's like, why aren't these people like booking? Like, I'm great. I can do great things. And I'm like, you do your consult, and then I'll come in and do another consult.
Yeah.
Because I will talk to them and I will explain it so they listen and so that they understand. Because he goes in and first of all, they're just wowed. Oh my God, the dentist is here. Like, yeah, he's here.
Yeah.
And they don't really retain a lot and they don't understand what he's talking about. And I go in and I'm like, I'm going to just repeat a lot of what he said. Some of it might be new. Some of it might be, repeat. But we're going to go through everything and I'm going to talk to you. And I just slow it right down, break it apart. What are these? They look like bike seats.
They're the headphone stands.
Oh, okay. Okay. And so since then,
Yeah.
It's
much
like-
better. Yeah.
so much better.
No, and it's just she's the communication piece behind the whole office. Like staff doesn't come to me to ask me, hey, can I have this day off? Hey, I'm going to not be working here anymore. Hey, I don't even know new people hired until I see them walking around, peasing the tour. I'm like, who is this?
I'll be like, we hired an assistant. He's like, who for? Right?
Yeah.
Like, just no
Yeah,
idea.
you didn't know how many people.
It's no joke. The case in point, how many people do you have working at the office? 33? And P's like, actually, you have 41. And I was like, oh, really?
Yeah, and I've hired 2 since then, so now we have 43.
Yeah, but like, I feel like I can't juggle everything. Like, I'm so busy teaching and I'm so busy, like, my new favorite hobby is this podcast. And it brings me so much joy. And P knows that. And am I present at work past 4:30? No. And P takes so much of that shit off my plate, man. And I appreciate that. But unfortunately, the closest people that you're to, you take it out on the most.
Yep.
Patricia, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some
I take
days-
it out on her, man.
Yeah.
And I expect things to be a certain way, and she expects things to be a certain way, and then there's a breakdown in communication. And at the end of the day, I know Patricia will always have my back. And that's, I think, the key definition of the best teammate you can ever have.
Here's
So
a question.
you need someone in your corner. That's what your office manager does.
Why do you care?
Oh, man. I feel like it's a really rare thing. Like, I feel like this is my practice. And, I remember when we had 4 ops. I remember, like, all the things, right? And I just heart and soul into it. And I stress about things like, oh, my gosh, right? Like, I'm like, I just want everybody to be happy. I want everybody to be successful. Like, I just want my dentist to be
She's
happy.
so good at that. Like, you know what, P?
What?
I promise you from the bottom of my heart, I don't know why I'm getting emotional here, but I would not be sitting here if it weren't for you, P. I love you to pieces.
Aw.
I love you so much because you did build me up. And I don't know. You had those hard conversations with me, and I get in my own head, but you were always there to like set me on the right path. You taught me how to talk to people. You taught me how to not send that email that when I was super angry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you taught me how to be a human.
Aw.
Because dentistry, like, you graduate from school, and I was that idiot that didn't know how to talk to anyone. And to have someone in your corner always lift you up, no matter what, no matter how much I put her down, she would lift me up. I'd be like, I don't have time for you, Pete. I got so much going on. You deal with it. I trust you. You deal with it. and she would always make the right decision and do it with a smile. And it's pretty rare to ever have that.
Now, why do you care?
Why do I care about what?
P.
About P? Because at the end of the day, she will always be there for me. And she knows I will always be there for her. And even when I'm short, and I know it's like, and no one knows the side of me but P, is like, you can't smile forever.
Yeah.
And you see, what side of me do you see? You see the smiley me, right? You see everyone around here at this dental conference. They see the tall dude with the big smile speaking in front of hundreds of people, but they don't see like they see the up, but they don't see the down, man. You can't smile forever.
You should see when he doesn't eat.
Yeah.
Holy cow, grouchy.
He hasn't
Right?
eaten today.
Yeah, I haven't eaten.
I offered him a banana. He didn't even take it.
Yeah, he'll eat it later.
Yeah.
But at work, it's just, yeah. And, like if you look back at the early days.
Yeah.
The early days, right?
Yeah.
And I basically forced him to go get his sedation training.
Yeah.
And I forced him. And we had a little bit of, encouraged. I'll say I
Encouraged.
I really encouraged
Yeah.
you, right?
I'm telling you, she built me, man. Yeah, she built me, and I'm so eternally grateful, Pete. Thank
Aw,
you so much.
Thanks, Nick.
Yeah, and like
Thanks.
even she flew across the country just to watch me speak today. Like that's wicked.
It was really cool.
Yeah, that
It
was
good.
That was super cool.
It was really cool.
How
Yeah.
do you find like someone like that? Like, how do you have someone like that on your team?
How do you have someone like that on your team, Pete?
I don't know, because I know a lot of other office managers that don't care like I do.
Yeah.
I love my staff, love my dentists, want everybody to be the best. I want our patients to have the best. And I know that's what everybody wants, but I'm not scared to have those like tough conversations and be like, when you saw this patient today, what did you say?
Yeah.
Because this is what I heard.
Yeah.
And so we need to change. Okay, going forward, get that language out of there.
And P often is the hated one in the office just so I look good. Do you know what I mean? Like she'll take a lot of the rap, and I think a lot of office managers do. I'll be like, hey P, figure this situation out here, and she has to make hard choices. And who are they mad at the end of the day? P, not me.
Not you. You get to be the cool boss.
Yeah.
I get to be the cool boss.
He just strolls in with his coffee and, hey, good morning, and walks, and everybody's mad
Yeah.
because we no longer have whatever going on, right? But,
Yeah.
it's good.
I think being an office manager is really tough these days too, because you're trying to keep the patients happy and you're trying to keep staff happy, and it's a house of cards. I really think every practice is a house of cards out there, and I don't mean to be negative about that. And like, don't get me wrong, we have done incredible. We have done absolutely incredible, and Patricia, she's taken a huge role in that, with all the partners in the office, with the different dentists, with the assistants. I think every dental office is that balancing act of trying to do well, but also, trying to be the best we can be, and kind of sweeping, like not letting anything be swept under the rug at the same time. Do you know what I mean? Like it's very difficult to do.
How do you keep the energy of caring like that up? Over how many years have you been doing this?
Me? 2009.
Like when did you join the office?
2009 I joined. Patricia was part of it. 2001? 98. Yeah, 98.
So how do you keep that energy of caring up?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm generally a pretty high energy, positive person, but I mean, there are days when I'm just like, I
need a mental health day. Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. It's more like 15 minutes. I need to go get a coffee. You just do. I think you have to, we love our community. I never want to represent our practice in a way that is going to reflect poorly on us. And so I feel like I'm in the spotlight all the time, not just when I'm at the office, but I do things that are really engaged in our community and put our patients first. And I'm constantly thinking, how are they going to perceive me? If I'm bitchy at Safeway, that's my patient.
Yeah.
If I am,
there's no days off.
No days off.
See, even how she says, my patient. It's not your patient. It's not the clinic's patient. It's your.
It's my patient.
That's very rare. No, not many people think like that.
Yeah.
That's my patient.
Absolutely.
And that's how I feel every case is. That's my patient, because if they're unhappy with him or with her or with my staff, it's me that has to deal with it, right? I don't get to just look at, there's 8 patients in my hygiene chair today, and I only have to see these 8 people, and that's it, and I go home for the day. That's not the case. I have patients, contacting me 24/7, really, right?
Yeah. She does, man. She so does.
And it's just like, yeah.
What do you think, like for someone that wants to be an office manager, how do they learn to be an office manager? How do you become a great office manager?
So I think what you have to do is you have to be really tough. Like not have things hurt your feelings. And you have to constantly realize that the schedule today and the office today, nothing's set in stone. Our rules today, they might change in a week. We're going to try this. It's going to work. And you can't take it personally. Okay, we tried this. It doesn't work. Let's try this. And you just have to be kind of like fluid and be like, yeah, okay, let's roll. That worked last week, but let's try this. And you have to constantly be growing. Like we talk about change and how important it is and growth, but we see growth differently, right?
I find change so difficult, like so difficult. I like the status quo. It's working. Why do we got to change it? But we got to evolve all the time.
Yeah, and I always have to say, well, you don't have to like it. Like you might think something that I want to do is stupid or whatever. You don't have to like it. You just have to do it. Just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it. Trust me. Just do it. And if we don't like it, we can go back to the way that it was. But we have a great team. We have great patients. We have great owners. We have meetings weekly.
Half the time I'm not even there.
Sometimes he doesn't come.
So got a podcast.
Dr. Elise, Dr. Johnson, Dr. Jamal, and myself, we have meetings. We sit down every week, talk about, basically it's more of an information session where I tell you guys, this is what's going on, this is what we need to do, what are your thoughts on this kind of thing. And we make sure that we're like all aware of what's going on. We've had this issue, this is how I dealt with it, I decided to do this. They say their things as well, and it's like really... We'll have things during the week, and it's like, we'll talk about that at our meeting. We'll talk about that at our meeting.
And then I don't even show up.
So sometimes he doesn't show up. So I've started recording who's actually attending the meeting.
Do you take his attendance?
Yeah, I put it at the top now because he'll be like, I wasn't at that meeting. I was like, actually, September 14th, 2021. This was discussed. You were there. And he's like, oh. So.
But in all honesty, like, she helps me develop my goals. I think every great office manager should have goals, and we should have goals to progress the practice forward, and Patricia holds me accountable for those goals, and I think the only way to have a goal is to have a measurable goal, right? And so we have these measurable goals that, numbers we want to hit, whatever, right? And so Patricia helps us maintain that track, as I think the office manager should. If I ask one of our treatment coordinators, they don't care about those things. They just care about filling that individual chair, whereas Patricia will, take a step back from that and look at all, 20, 22 chairs as a whole, and we'll be like, okay, this is where we need to go. This is how we need to grow.
What's going on here today? Where are we short assistants? Da, da, da. And building a schedule for an office our size is kind of like a lot too. Like I do the assistant schedule and I'm always like, whew, right? Because it's not just everybody works every day.
Yeah.
He doesn't work every day. She doesn't work every day. Our assistants don't work every day. They have appointments. We also try to be really flexible with everybody has a life, and we try to support community and family and things like that as well. So it's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? Patricia fucking kills it.
I was just going to make one more point. This whole thing would have been completely fucked if you had an ego, or if you had an ego.
Yeah.
I mean, some days I got an ego.
Some days.
No, but it would have ruined the whole thing, and your whole career would have been different. It would have been on a completely different path.
No, I honestly give Patricia 110% credit for everything. I would not be teaching if she didn't pursue it. I remember when in 2015, she's like, Neki, how cool would it be if on the other side of this clinic, our clinic, you had a teaching center and you could bring that in, and Reagan said the same thing. She was like, how cool would it be if you could start like teaching? Don't you want to build that teaching space? And it like put this thought in my head, teaching? You mean I could like go up and talk to people? And they're like,
what he actually said was, well, who's going to listen to me?
Yeah.
Who's good, right? Like, and we're like,
yeah.
Come on, right?
Yeah. No, I the people around me have really built me up, and Patricia's a huge part of it, man.
You're lucky.
Yeah, 110%.
I tell him every day.
I need to listen to that my own words more, P. But I love you to pieces, and I hope
you too.
I hope every dentist has a Patricia.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
I hope so too, because it's a pretty good thing.
Yeah, we're pretty good.
I love my job. Yeah. There are some days where I'm just like,
screw you, Neki.
We'll talk later.
Yeah.
He's busy. He's what's on his mind. But I need to really talk. But you are really good when I'm like, no, I actually need you right now.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, what? Right? But yeah, it's really good,
Yeah.
and lots of growth and positive things. And
Yeah. Thank you for coming on, P.
thanks for having
We
me. I
love it.
wasn't expecting this.
No,
was
it was
awesome.
great.
Okay. Well,
was
it was so
awesome.
good meeting you too.
Likewise.
Right? Okay, this is good. Have a good rest of your
Thanks,
day.
Pete.
I
We'll
love
see you
it.
soon.
How do I get one of these?
We got one for you.
No.
Yeah. Better believe it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I want one.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll
Awesome.
see ya.
Thanks.
All right.
Bye.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome to the Hi, I'm Neki. Is that a
What's up, man?
sweater?
Yeah, dude. Dude, it's the Hi, I'm Doctor sweater. Oh, dude, I see you got yours on too. Looking sharp, bro.
Dude, where'd you get yours from?
It was super easy, man. I just went on to our website, www.hiimdoctor.com. That's HIIMDR.com.
We have a website. We must be raking in cash from selling these sweaters.
Dude, we are killing it. I mean, if that includes losing money on every single sweater that we make, I think we're doing really well.
Yeah, Neki and I are donating all proceeds, which is zero, to charity because we are losing money. selling
I
these
wonder if
sweaters.
the charity will pay us. I think we got something here, man. Let's keep on keep on losing money on every sweater.
Alrighty, guys, go check us out. HiI'mDoctor.com.
We'll see ya.